Welcome to the final part of Maths chapter Similarity. In this part, we are going to study Pythagoras theorem and its applications. This Pythagoras theorem was explained much before Pythagoras by Bodhayan. So, Bodhayan was an Indian sage from Yajurveda school. So, Bodhayan was the first person to explain the relationship between the hypotenuse and the other two sides of a right angle triangle. So it should be known as a Bodhayan rule or Bodhayan theorem. But uh, because your school, your syllabus, they've chosen to call it Pythagoras theorem, and throughout the world it is known as Pythagoras theorem. So we will also call it Pythagoras theorem. But remember, before Pythagoras, an Indian sage. Now he was an Indian sage. Okay, he was a rishi who was also a mathematician. So being a mathematician as well as a sage, a spiritual person, he to have this kind of knowledge and idea regarding some basic fundamentals of mathematics is a great thing, and we should definitely acknowledge it. So remember that Bodhayan was the sage who discovered the relationship between the sides of a right angle triangle, but it is now called as Pythagoras theorem. No problem what is in the name, but we should know the discoverer. Okay, what is Pythagoras theorem? The theorem says that in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. In a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse. First of all, you all must know what is a hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the longest side in a right angle triangle, which is opposite to the right angle. So in triangle ABC, angle B is the right angle. So which side is opposite to angle B? AC. So hypotenuse is AC. Correct? Hypotenuse is AC. So what is Pythagoras theorem? It says that square of the hypotenuse, AC square, is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. Which are the other two sides in triangle ABC? AB and BC. So AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So that is Pythagoras theorem. Square of the longest side or hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. Whenever you use this theorem, you will write it just as Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now, to prove this, we have to prove this. And this proof has been asked in your board exams multiple times. Okay, so you need to know how to prove Pythagoras theorem. To prove Pythagoras theorem, you need to do a construction. You need to draw BD perpendicular to AC. You need to draw BD perpendicular to AC. Okay, after doing this construction, you have to use similarity. So I'm just going to write the proof over here. Okay, so see, you have to use similarity, I said. So the construction was BD perpendicular to AC. BD perpendicular to AC. In triangle ABD, okay, in triangle ABD, let angle BAD is equal to X. So what we did, we took this angle as X. Okay, let angle BAD is equal to X. Therefore, angle BAD plus angle ABD plus angle ADB is equal to 180 degree. BAD plus ABD plus ADB is equal to 180 degree. What is BAD? X. What is angle ABD? We don't know. And what is angle ADB? Angle ADB, if you see closely, it is 90 degree because BD is perpendicular to AC. So X is equal to 180 minus 90 minus X. So X is equal to 90 minus X. This angle is how much? 90 minus X. Okay. So keep this in mind. I did not start directly with similarity. First, I took one of the smaller triangle and I considered one of its angle as x and found the other angle, that is angle ABD, by angle sum property. Here you have to mention that angle sum property, and I found angle ABD to be 90 minus x because I knew angle ADB to be 90. Okay, so wait, and there is some mistake. I should write over here angle ABD, not x. Angle ABD. Angle ABD is 90 minus x. Okay, so now I know that angle ABD is 90 minus x. What next? Next is we can consider triangle DBC. In triangle DBC, angle BDC is equal to 90. This is 90. Why? BD is perpendicular to AC. Okay. Angle DBC. Angle DBC. Listen to me very carefully. Angle DBC. I'm talking about this angle. Okay. Angle DBC is equal to angle ABC minus angle ABD. From the whole angle ABD, if you subtract this small part, angle, from the whole angle ABC, I'm sorry, if you subtract this small part of angle ABD, you will get angle BDC. Do you know how much is angle ABC? Angle ABC is 90 degree. Why? Because it's given that ABC is right angled at B. And angle ABD, the small angle which we just found, 90 minus x. So 90 minus 90 minus x. So this will be 90 minus 90 plus x. 90 minus 90 gets cut and we get this angle as x. So by angle sum property, we can say that angle DBC plus angle BDC plus angle BCD is equal to 180 degree. What is angle DBC? DBC is x. What is angle BDC? It is 90. What is angle BCD? We don't know. So angle BCD is equal to, now if you subtract 90 and x from 180, what do you get? So 180 minus 90 minus x, you get 90 minus x. So you get this angle, angle BCD, also as 90 minus x. Now whatever I have written over here is compulsory for proving uh, Pythagoras theorem. Before proving Pythagoras theorem, you must write all this. Okay, this was up to here, right? And then I wrote this part. Please note it down properly. Pause the video and note it down, because I'm going to move this thing, because I need to now prove similarity. So please pause the video, note this thing down, that how I found all the angles of both the triangles ABD and BDC in terms of 90 and x. Okay, so I hope that you have noted everything down. Now let me just take everything to this side. Okay, so we have got everything over here. Uh, Let me just arrange this properly so that we can, whenever we want, we can take a reference. Okay, great. So everything in one space. This is the working for finding all the angles of triangle ABD and BDC. So I've marked all the angles in the figure over here. Now I will move to similarity. Before this, I cannot move to similarity. See, remember, the idea is to prove Pythagoras theorem. That is this statement over here which you see. We have to prove this statement. But before proving this statement, you have to take help of similarity, right? And for proving similarity, you need to find all the angles, because sides are not known. So angles are the only thing with which you can find similarity. So you need to do that part which I just showed you. Now let's move on to similarity. So first, in triangle ABD and triangle ABC, which triangle is ABD? ABD is this small triangle over here. So we have to prove this small triangle similar. We have to prove this small triangle similar to the big triangle ABC. We have to prove ABD similar to ABC. Okay, let's see how. So angle ABD equals, angle ABD is 90 minus x, right? Can you tell me which angle in the big triangle ABC is also 90 minus x? This one over here. That is angle C. That how you will write it? Angle ACB. Angle ABD is equal to angle ABC. ACB, sorry. Both 90 minus x. Okay. After this, you will write angle BAD, angle BAD to be equal to, angle BAD is x. Which angle is x in the bigger triangle? In the bigger triangle also, this same angle is x. In the smaller triangle, angle BAD is x. In the bigger triangle, angle BAC is x. So you will write angle BAC, both x. And the last one is angle ADB is equal to, angle ADB is equal to angle ABC, both 90 degree. Okay, so we didn't have to write three pairs, right? We just wanted two pairs of angles. But anyways, we have written three pairs, not required. You can just mention two pairs of angle to prove similarity by AA, similarity test. So anyways, triangle ABD is now similar to triangle Now correspondence, the main issue is the correspondence. Okay, so what is corresponding with A of triangle ABD with a point of triangle ABC? See, angle A is X. In triangle ABC also angle A is X. So A is corresponding with A. Remember, A is corresponding with A. B in triangle ABD, in this small yellow triangle, B is how much? 90 minus X. In the big triangle, which angle is 90 minus X? C. So B is corresponding with C. And D, in triangle ABD, small yellow triangle, D is 90 degree. In the big triangle ABC, which angle is 90 degree? Angle B. So ACB. Triangle ABD is similar to triangle ACB by AA or AAA similarity. Okay, so here we have proved that this small yellow triangle is similar to triangle, big triangle ABC or ACB. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to make one CPST pair, that is pair of proportional sides. We have to find the ratio. So that will be AB upon AC is equal to AB upon AC is equal to AD upon AB, right? CPST. Now you must be wondering that how did I come up with these sides, these names AB, AC, AD, AB? How? See, first uh, look at what we have to prove. So the question remains that why I have selected these sides, why I have selected AB, okay, AB upon AC. See, ABD is similar to ACB, so AB will be proportional to AC, okay, and the ratio of these proportional sides will be equal to ratio of AD upon AB. But why did I select AB and AD in the first place? Let me tell you. See, in small triangle, if you see, we have to select only those sides which are outside, not inside the big triangle. That means this dotted line BD, it's in the small triangle ABD, right? We don't have to select BD because in our proof there is no use of BD, right? So you have to select AB upon AC is equal to AD upon AB. Now there is one more way of doing this. Let me just erase this and write proper correspondence. So proper correspondence says AB upon AC is equal to BD upon CB is equal to AD upon AB. Okay. Now there is one more way, shortcut. Let me teach you. Out of these three ratios, which we have proved equal with the help of CPST, select those ratios in which one of the numerator and one of the denominator are equal. So if I see these ratios, I feel AB by AC and AD by AB is the right choice. Why? Because in the numerator here in the first ratio we have AB, in the denominator we have AB. And what is the reason behind this selection? Let me tell you that as well. See, if you take these two ratios, that is AB by AC is equal to AD by AB, and if you cross multiply, what do you get? You get AB square is equal to AC into AD. AB square is equal to AC into AD. Do we have AB square uh, in the proof, like in the statement which we have to prove? Yes, we have, right? So we got the value of AB square here. So you have to select those two ratios from your CPST proportional ratios when which has got same numerator and denominator, so that when you cross multiply you get square of that particular side, that is AB square is equal to AC into AD. Now this is equation number 1. Okay, so this is the first part. of similarity, there is one more similarity which we have to do. So this is a, you must be wondering that this is a long question. Yes, it is definitely a long question, a long proof. Now let us go to the next part. For the next part, I'm going to take this triangle, this small triangle BDC. Okay, I'm going to highlight that triangle so that you know that which two triangles I'm proving similar. So I will prove this triangle BDC similar to the big triangle ABC. Okay, so I'm going to write in triangle BDC and triangle ABC. Okay, in triangle BDC and triangle ABC. Now we will prove these two triangles BDC and ABC similar with the help of AA similarity. For that we need to find uh, which sides, or sorry, which angles are equal. So first of all, angle BDC is equal to angle ABC, right? No doubt about that. Why? Because both are 90 degree, both 90 degree. Okay, next, angle DBC, which is X, angle DBC is equal to angle BAC. Angle DBC is equal to angle BAC, both X, right? This is also X, this is also X. So I'm proving this small yellow triangle and the big triangle ABC similar. Okay, therefore triangle BDC is similar to triangle BDC is similar to triangle. Now let us figure out the correspondence. In the small triangle BDC, B is corresponding with which part of the big triangle ABC? Now in small triangle BDC, angle B is X. In big triangle ABC, angle A is X. In the small triangle BDC, angle D is 90. In the big triangle ABC, angle B is 90. In the small triangle BDC, C is 90 minus X. In the big triangle ABC, C is 90 minus X. So triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC. That is the proper name according to similarity. Now again I'm going to write okay, by AA similarity. Now again I'm going to write the ratio of proportional sides which are equal to each other. So BD upon AB is equal to BC upon AC is equal to DC upon BC. Now you tell yourself that which two ratios out of these three ratios we are going to select to get closer to our proof. If you are thinking about the technique which I told you in the last part, you are right. The technique was to select a ratio whose numerator and denominator are equal. To select two ratios, one of whose denominator is equal to the other's numerator. So those kind of ratios are these over here, BC upon AC and DC upon BC. Here there is BC and here in the denominator there is BC. So if you cross multiply, what do you get? You get BC square is equal to AC multiplied by DC. BC square is equal to AC multiplied by DC. Okay, so this is your equation number 2. Now you will be thinking that we have proved similarity, we have done this angle sum property and everything. Two similarities are done. Yet we are not close to our proof. So what is happening over here? Why is it taking so much of time? And let me tell you that every good thing in life takes time. Okay. So this is going to happen, but you need to be patient. This is the time where we are going to prove it. Okay, so we have equation number 1 and 2 in front of you. What we are going to do with equation 1 and 2? Let me show you. Okay, equation 1 is in terms of AB square The value of AB square in equation 2 is in terms of BC square. What do we have to prove? We have to prove AB square plus BC square is AC square. So here simply we are going to add equation 1 and 2 and we'll get AB square plus BC square is equal to AC into AD plus AC into DC. Okay, AC will come out common. Here will be left with AD plus DC. Now in the figure, if you see, what is AD plus DC? AD plus DC is AC. So this will be AC multiplied by AC, which is AC square. So AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Let me write it over here. So this is our Pythagoras theorem's main statement. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. And this is its proof. Okay, the whole proof first, according to the diagram. Okay, I did not copy this one. I don't know how, somehow. Let me take it to that side. Okay, great. So this is the main proof. According to the diagram, we first found the values of angles and then we proved two pairs of triangles similar to each other, and the ratios which we got, we cross multiplied, got the value of AB square and BC square and added both the equations to get our Pythagoras theorem. So I hope you understood how to prove Pythagoras theorem. Okay, this was the proof of Pythagoras theorem. Now using similarity, now let's go to the next proof, which is converse of Pythagoras theorem. So what is converse of Pythagoras theorem? It says that in a triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is the right angle. Suppose it's given in a triangle ABC over here that AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Then the angle opposite to AC, that is angle ABC, is 90. That you have to prove. You have to prove that angle ABC is 90. Just converse of our Pythagoras theorem. We have to prove that the triangle is a right angled triangle. In Pythagoras theorem, we have to prove that we have been given that it is a right angled triangle, and we have to prove that the square of the longest side or hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. Here it is given that square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. And we have to prove that the angle opposite to the longest side is 90 degree. So there is one very important construction in this converse of Pythagoras theorem. You have to construct a right angle triangle DEF, right angled at E, such that DE is equal to AB and EF is equal to BC. So this is by construction. This is by construction. Okay. Now, if you see triangle DEF, in triangle DEF, angle DEF is 90 degree because we have constructed it. So by Pythagoras theorem, can we say that DE square plus EF square is equal to DF square? Can we say that? DE square plus EF square is equal to DF square. Yes, sure, we can say that. So see the statement, DE square plus EF square is equal to DF square. Okay, this is by applying Pythagoras theorem in triangle DEF. But we know that DE is equal to AB. So in the place of DE square, can I write AB square? Yes, and in the place of EF square, can I write BC square? Because EF is equal to BC. Yes, so is equal to DF square. But AB square plus BC square, what is AB square plus BC square? AC square. So can I replace? Okay, here I can give a statement. Sorry, I can give a reason. Why did I replace DE by AB and EF by BC? Since DE is equal to AB and EF is equal to BC. Okay, now what is AB square plus BC square? AC square. So AC square becomes equal to DF square, right? Since AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. That's why I replaced it. So AC square becomes equal to DF square, and therefore AC becomes equal to DF. AC becomes equal to DF. We have proved it. Okay. Now look at these two triangles. Can you prove these two triangles congruent? ABC and DEF? Yes. By which test? By SSS test. They are congruent. It is visible. So you have to write the whole proof. Okay. Initial statements and initial techniques I have discussed with you. After this point, you have to prove these two triangle ABC and DEF congruent by SSS congruency, and then by CPCT you will write, therefore angle ABC is equal to angle DEF CPCT, correct? And therefore angle ABC is equal to angle DEF is equal to 90 degree. So ABC is 90 degree. We have proved it. Okay, so it was very simple. The proof first, the whole proof is dependent on the construction. If you don't do the construction, then it will be difficult. After doing the construction, you just need to apply Pythagoras theorem in that constructed triangle, because that's a right angle triangle, and then you have to replace DE by AB and EF by BC. So AB square plus BC square will give you AC square, which becomes equal to DF square, and then square rooting both the sides will give you AC is equal to DF. Now since AC is equal to DF in both the triangles, all the three sides are equal. So both the triangles are congruent by SSS test, and therefore by CPCT their corresponding angles will be equal, and angle ABC becomes equal to angle DEF, which is 90 degree. So angle ABC is also 90 degree. You have to pause this video and then write the whole proof properly. This proof is also asked in exams, so you need to write the proof properly and remember how to prove it in future. All right, let's go to the next question. Okay, great. Now we are talking some business. We have to prove some important results based on Pythagoras theorem, like this one. So these are important results or theorems based on Pythagoras theorem, which are sometimes asked directly in the exam. Sometimes some questions based on these proofs or these results are asked in the exam. So you need to be prepared with that. In triangle ABC, AD is perpendicular to BC. Okay. To prove that AB square plus CD square plus CD square is equal to AC square plus BD square. Okay. So we have written given to prove, everything is there, diagram is there, figure is there in front of you. Let's directly start with the proof. Now, let me first ask you. See, this is the technique which I am discussing you applies to all the questions. And that is the beauty of Pythagoras theorem, because this is what you need to ask yourself when you come across any Pythagoras theorem based question. Okay, how many and which all right angle triangles do you see in the figure? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. And note it down in the rough. So in the rough space, please note down the names of the triangles which are right angle triangle. Triangle ABD and triangle ACD. ABD and ACD. These two are the right angle triangles which we can see. Okay. Now, I want you to apply Pythagoras theorem in both these triangles. So, in triangle ABD, AB square is equal to AD square plus BD square. AB square is equal to AD square plus BD square. Okay? By Pythagoras theorem. Then in triangle ACD, AC square is equal to AD square plus DC square. AC square is equal to AD square plus DC square by Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so we have got the value of AB square, and here we have got the value of AC square. But if you see in the proof, what we need to prove? AB square plus CD square we have to prove. So basically we have to find the value of CD square. I'll tell you why. So here we have the value of CD square. DC square is nothing but CD square. So I will write it as CD square is equal to AC square minus AD square. Okay, so this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Adding 1 and 2. Adding 1 and 2, what do you get? AB square plus CD square, AB square plus CD square is equal to, see, on the left hand side we have got AB square and CD square. What are the values of AB square and CD square? AB square value is AD square plus BD square plus CD square's value is AC square minus AD square. So minus AD square plus AD square will cut, and we get AB square plus CD square is equal to BD square plus AC square. BD square plus AC square. Okay, so this is what we had to prove if you look over here. Hence, proved. Did you understand how did we prove it? I will tell you all over again. Okay, see, whatever results based on Pythagoras theorem are to be proved, even if it is a theorem or not a theorem, even if it is a question in the exercise, it doesn't matter. It all follows the same techniques. The technique is that in any question based on Pythagoras theorem, first you need to identify which are the right angle triangles. And in those right angle triangles, what you need to do is you need to apply Pythagoras theorem. And then you need to ask yourself that what is need to be proved. Here we needed to prove, we needed to find, or we needed to prove the value of AB square plus CD square is equal to something. So first we found out the value of AB square and CD square from our results of Pythagoras theorem on the different right angle triangles. And then we added those two values, AB square plus CD square, and we got our answer in 3 steps. Correct? So this is what we are going to do. This was the first question, first important result based on Pythagoras theorem. But let me assure you that all the results are somewhat similar. Okay, and you will be able to prove it with the same technique. Chalo, let's go to the next question. This is your next question. In triangle ABC, angle A is 90 degree and AD is perpendicular to BC. Prove that AD square is equal to BD into CD. Okay, so we have to prove that AD square is equal to BD multiplied by CD, and we can see three right angle triangles over here, one ABD, one ACD, and one ABC. Okay, so let's see how we will prove it. I would like to I would like to just invoke a technique which we had used maybe a few lectures back, that is similarity technique. Okay, so just look at what I'm doing. See what we need to prove. AD square is equal to BD multiplied by CD. Okay, now I told you in that technique that first you just write what you need to prove and then simplify it and write it in the form of a ratio like this: AD multiplied by AD is equal to BD multiplied by CD. This will become AD upon BD. AD upon BD is equal to CD upon AD. Okay, so what I did, I simplified AD square is equal to BD into CD. That is the statement we needed to prove. I simplified it and then I converted into a ratio. Then I told you that from the numerator and the denominator of the ratio, write the letters uh, which are appearing there. So I can see letters A, D, and C, and in the denominator I can see letters A, B, and D. Now, can you find in your figure? Can you find the triangles named which you have got? The triangles with the names which you have got through these numerator and denominator. Can you see triangle ACD? Yes, we can see triangle ACD. So highlight it. I will highlight it with green ink so that it's visible to you very clearly. Correct? And triangle ABD, is it there? Yes, it is also there. So I will highlight it with red ink. This is a very useful technique. So as you can see that I have not applied Pythagoras theorem directly, but after seeing the question, I thought that if I simplify this expression which is to be proved, I can get closer to my answer. So these are the two triangles ABD and ACD in question. And we can, if we can prove these two triangles similar, then definitely we can write this statement which is by CPST, then this statement by cross multiplication, and this statement is the final statement to be proved. Correct? So now both the triangles are visible to you, so I'll just remove this highlight. Okay, now see how to prove these two triangles similar, ADC and ABD. If you remember, I told you in the proof of Pythagoras theorem that there is a technique which is taking one of the angle as x, and that is a very useful technique. If you take this angle, if you assume this angle ABD to be x, you know that angle ADB is 90, then this angle becomes, by angle sum property, 90 minus x. Okay, now this angle is also 90. The whole angle over here is also 90, and this part is 90 minus x, so this part will be just x, and here we have got x, we have got 90, so this angle will be 90 minus x. If you want to see how I have written it, I will just bring this part over here which I have written in Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so I'll just copy this and I will just bring it down. Okay, the same thing I want you to write all over again for finding all the measures of missing angles in terms of x, like how I have shown in the in the figure. Okay. Now, which two triangles you have to prove similar? ADC and ABD. How do you know that? From that backdoor technique which I have discussed with you earlier as well. So this backdoor technique will be very useful. Remember that. So in triangle ADC and triangle ADB, okay, in triangle ADC, angle ADC is 90. Which angle is 90 in triangle ADB? Angle ADB. In triangle ADC, in triangle ADC, angle DAC is X, angle DAC. Which angle in triangle ADB is X? Angle ABD, right? So this is both 90 degree, this is both X. Therefore, triangle ADC is similar to triangle. Okay, now the name with the help of correspondence. In triangle ADC, A is X, and in triangle ABD, B is X. So A is corresponding with B. In triangle ADC, D is 90. In triangle ABD also, D is 90. And in triangle ADC, C is 90 minus X. In triangle ABD, A is 90 minus X. So here A will come. So by AA similarity, these two triangles are similar. Okay. Now, these two triangles are similar, ADC and BDA. What can you now write? Forget about it. You don't have to even think. Do you see that backdoor steps which we had just written? You have to write those steps in reverse order. So you will first write this step, that is, therefore AD upon BD is equal to CD upon AD. Why? CPST. And then cross multiply and write AD square is equal to BD into CD. That is the first step, right? So hence proved. Easy, very easy. Okay, so remember this theorem, how to prove. Actually, you cannot remember any theorem. You have to understand the technique. You have to understand the steps, the method with which I'm trying to help you with. I'm not just telling you कि ये कर दो बस हो जाएगा prove. ऐसे नहीं होता है. There are techniques which you have to apply. ठीक है? So I hope you are getting it. Let's go to the next theorem. Okay. In triangle ABC, AD is perpendicular to BC such that AD square is equal to BD into CD. AD square is equal to BD into CD. It is given to you. There is no other right angle except AD perpendicular to BC. Okay. Prove that ABC is right angled at A. You have to prove that ABC is right angled at A. Okay. And what they have given you, AD square is equal to BD into CD. All right. How you will prove? That is the question. So here also, I will start with the backdoor technique. AD square is equal to BD into CD. And then I will write it as AD multiplied by AD is equal to BD multiplied by CD. Then I will write it as AD upon BD is equal to CD upon AD, which says that, which shows that triangle ADC, the name of the triangle which we can get from the numerator is triangle ADC, and the name of the triangle which we can get from the denominator is triangle ABD. So which shows that these two triangles must have something common in them. Nothing common, but they are similar triangles. Okay, so these are the two triangles ACD and ABD which you have to prove similar, and then you can go ahead and prove the given triangle as right angle triangle. Okay, so how do we do that? So proving the given triangle ABC right angled at A, it's a long shot. With the help of backdoor technique, from whatever they have given to us, AD square is equal to BD into CD. From that information, we can do something. See what I'm going to do. Please pay attention. Proof. So I'm going to write the same thing which I have written over here in the backdoor technique, except one thing. I'm not going to write this thing. Okay. So I'm just going to write AD upon BD is equal to CD upon AD. Okay. And I'm going to write angle ADB is equal to angle ADC. Both 90 degree. Okay. Then what I'm going to write? See very carefully. Therefore, triangle ADB, this triangle, is similar to triangle uh, see A will be in triangle ABD. I have over here, okay, I should have written the other triangles first. This is little tricky, please pay attention, please bear with me. Okay, triangle ADC, I'm going to take this triangle. Okay, first triangle ADC is similar to triangle. Now see, if you see AD and CD, okay, if you just see beneath AD, you will find the part which is corresponding with AD. AD is corresponding with BD. So A is corresponding with B. So in the place of A I'm going to write B. In the place of D, I'm going to write D because angle D is equal to angle D, both 90 degree. And C is corresponding with A. If you can see here, CD is corresponding with AD, so C is corresponding with A. Okay, so triangle ADC is similar to triangle BDA, which we knew before only. From this backdoor technique, we found it before itself that these two triangles must be similar to each other. And they are similar, see, because this is proved and this is also proved because it's both are 90 degree. So both the triangles are similar by which test? By by SAS. I'm sorry for that. By SAS similarity. What is SAS similarity? If two pairs of corresponding sides are proportional and the including angles of between these proportional sides are equal, then the two triangles are said to be similar by SAS similarity. So I proved these two triangles similar. Okay, now I just know that these two triangles are similar, and in these two similar triangles, this angle ADC and angle ADB and ADC are equal because they both are 90 degree. But there are some other angles also which are equal. Let's find them. Which are those? So according to the similarity and the correspondence which we have figured out, we can say that angle angle DAC is equal to, see, DAC is equal to DBA, angle DBA. I'm just matching the correspondence. I'm working according to the correspondence. Okay, so angle DAC is equal to angle DBA is equal to X CPST. Angle DAC, where is angle DAC? This one. This is X. Okay, and where is angle DBA? DBA is over here. This is also X. They both are equal. Why? Because CPST. The two triangles are similar, therefore their corresponding angles must be equal. One more thing. Angle DCA is equal to angle DAB. DCA is equal to angle DAB, this angle, and both are equal to Y. CPST. Okay. Now, very important because we are approaching the end of the proof. In triangle, so after all this, you will write this. In triangle ABD, angle ABD plus angle BAD plus angle ADB is equal to 180 degree. Why? Angle sum property. Angle ABD is X, angle BAD is Y, angle ADB is 90 is equal to 180 degree. So X plus Y is equal to 180 minus 90. So X plus Y is equal to 90. X plus Y is how much? X plus Y is equal to 90 degree. Okay, now if we have proved that X plus Y is 90, so we can say that therefore angle DAC plus angle, after this you will write this, okay, angle DAC plus angle, what is Y? Angle DAB is equal to 90, right? Angle DAC plus angle DAB is equal to 90. So what is angle DAC plus angle DAB? Angle DAC plus angle DAB is angle BAC. Therefore, angle BAC is equal to 90. And that's what we had to prove. Remember, to prove angle ABC is, sorry, triangle ABC is right angled at A. And we have proved that angle A, that this angle is 90 degree. Remember the technique which we have used. This can get a little tricky, okay, because there are hidden clues which you need to unravel. It is not just given to you openly. You need to apply a lot of logic. Otherwise, you cannot prove it, and you definitely cannot memorize these kind of proofs. And if you don't know these kind of proofs, then exercise will be extremely tough on you. So you have to get your hands on these kind of proofs. Okay, let's go ahead. Next theorem is in front of you. So this theorem is known as result of acute angle. In triangle ABC, angle ABC is an acute angle and AD is perpendicular to BC. You have to prove that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square minus 2BC into BD. Or the statement which is confusing, but we'll read that. In an acute angle triangle, the square of the side opposite to the acute angle, that is AC square, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, AB square plus BC square, minus twice the product of one side and the projection of the other on the first, minus twice the square of the minus twice the product of one side, that is BC, and projection of the other on the first, that is BD. So this statement looks really confusing, but will not go towards the statement at all. Okay, if we are at least able to prove this theorem with the help of the information which is given over here, it should be more than enough. Okay, and let me tell you that this kind of this is a question in many of the exercises. So it can be a CBSE, ICSE book. Many of the books, they have this question in their exercise. It is not taught as a theorem. Here it is taught as a theorem as a result of an acute angle, but it is actually a question in itself. Okay, so how to prove this? See, given is written for you. In triangle ABC, angle ABC is acute angle and AD is perpendicular to BC. you have to prove that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square minus 2BC into BD. Now, before we go ahead, what did I teach you? I taught you that you have to first list all the right angle triangles. Here there is, you have to prove this, but you cannot simplify this in any way. So you need to first find out how many right angle triangles do you see. I see triangle ABD and I see triangle ACD. Any other right angle triangle? No, nothing. So in both the triangles, apply Pythagoras theorem. In triangle ABD, AB square plus BD square, I'm sorry, in triangle ABD, AD square plus BD square is equal to AB square. Equation number 1 by Pythagoras theorem you can write. Then in triangle ACD, AC square, sorry, AD square plus DC square is equal to AD square plus DC square is equal to AC square. Equation number 2 by Pythagoras theorem. Superb. Now what? Now see, what do we have to prove? We have to find the value of AC square. But in terms of AB square, BC square and product of BC and BD. So what is not required in this whole proof? I don't see in this whole statement to be proved, I don't see the value of AD square. Do you see AD square anywhere? Okay, so this is the next important technique I'm going to teach you. In the statement which you have to prove, if you don't find any term, that means you need to eliminate that term from your statement. So what happens is, from equation 1 we can say that the value of AD square is AB square minus BD square, and from equation 2 we can say that the value of AD square is AC square minus DC square. Now what you can do is you can equate both these equations, that is 1 and 2. I gave these equations number 1 and 2, but I would like to change my mind and I would like to bring these little closer. Yes. Okay. So AD square is AB square minus BD square and AD square is AC square minus DC square. Correct? So we have got the value of AD square from both the equations. Now we just equate the values of AD square. So AD square is AB square minus BD square is equal to AC square minus DC square. This is what AD square is. Okay, and we have just equated both the values. Now again, look at what you have to prove. You have to prove this statement. And in this statement, AC square is on one side. So let me do that. I will keep AC square on one side and I will write AC square is equal to. So I will shift this DC square to the other side. It will become AB square plus DC square minus BD square. AC square is equal to AB square plus DC square minus BD square. Okay. Now, in this whole thing, what is missing? I can see one thing which is missing, and that is BC. I don't see BC square. I see AB square as it is. See, AB square is here, AC square is here, but there is no BC. Okay, so how do I how do I make up for BC? How do I bring in the BC? So we can do two things. VC DC square and BD square both. Out of these two, what I will do is I will write one of these in a split form. See what is a split form? I'm just going to show you. Just pay attention because this is getting tricky. DC I'm going to split, and you'll be asking me what will I split DC into. I will write DC as BC minus, I will write DC as BC minus BD, the whole square. I will write BC as BC I will write DC. You see DC over here? What is DC? BC minus BD. BC minus BD. So in the place of DC, I wrote BC minus BD the whole square, because it was eventually DC square. So I need to square the whole thing, minus BD square. Okay, so this will become AC square is equal to AB square plus this will become BC square minus 2BC into BD minus 2BC into BD plus BD square minus BD square. You know what I did? I expanded the whole bracket BC minus BD the whole square. It became BC square minus 2BC BD plus BD square. Did you see that? And this minus BD square I wrote here, minus BD square as it is. Don't get confused, we are very close to our proof. Therefore, AC square is equal to AB square. This plus BD square minus BD square will cut and will get plus BC square minus 2BC multiplied by BD. Is this what we need to prove? Yes, absolutely the same thing. And did you see how I kept on rearranging my statements to get what I need? And there was one moment where there was uncertainty. That is when I needed to take a chance to whether to split DC or BD. I chose to split DC. I chose to split DC. If I would have chosen BD, then also I think it would have been okay, because it would become BC minus DC the whole square. Still we would have got the answer. Okay, so you can try that, and I hope that you understood this proof. Please note it down very nicely, the diagram given to prove and the technique. If you think that you want to have a look at it again, please do that. Okay, we might come across the same question in the exercise as well, but I wanted to show you all these kind of basic questions and these techniques before we start the exercise. Let's go to the next result. How many results are there? This is 29, and then one more, and then one more, and no more. Oh my god. It's a huge chapter, I told you initially only. It's a very big chapter. If in your school it is not been taught completely, then I don't know whom to blame. But I cannot do that. That's a crime, because these kind of questions are not, if are not discussed with you in detail, like how I'm doing with you right now, then it means that it has not been taught to you. And believe me, I'm also pausing the video in between, taking breaks, because to speak about all these questions in live class is difficult. And that's why, it takes longer for me to complete the syllabus, because I go in detail. And I feel that unless and until you go in detail, there is no use, because information is everywhere. Even textbook is giving you information. It is available, it is open. RD Sharma has all these questions, but then it is very difficult to explain them. And that is what this effort from my side is, to explain them in detail. to give you a perspective. I hope you understand this way of technique, and it is helpful and beneficial to you. Otherwise, many teachers, they claim that this live class, that live class, but information, the way of giving information matters the most. Whether it is live or recorded does not matter. Okay, let's go to the next question. Result of obtuse angle. In triangle ABC, angle ABC is obtuse angle and AD is perpendicular to BC produced. Prove that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square plus 2BC into BD. In the previous question, we had to prove that AB square plus BC square minus 2BC into BD. Here it becomes plus because this is result of obtuse angle. Okay, so you now know what is to be proved. Now let me ask you that how many right angles do you see over here? The same question I asked you here also. How many right angle triangles do you see? And in both the right angle triangles, we applied Pythagoras theorem and then we started our simplification process. So here also I'm going to ask you how many right angle triangles do you see? So I see two right angle triangles in triangle ADB. I'm going to apply Pythagoras theorem. It gives us in triangle ADB, angle ADB is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, this is the way you write actually. By Pythagoras theorem, AD square plus DB square, AD square plus DB square is equal to AB square. Make it equation number 1. Then in triangle ADC, that's the next right angle triangle, angle ADC is 90 degree, and therefore by Pythagoras theorem we can say that AD square plus DC square is equal to AC square. Equation number 2. Again, let me ask you, in both these equations there is one term which has to be eliminated, which is not there in this statement which is to be proved. That term you don't find it in the statement. Which term is that? Yes, if you have noticed correctly, that term is AD square. So what we have to do is we have to equate the values of AD square. Let's do that. Just like we did in the previous question. It is very similar. If you understood the previous question, this is piece of cake for you. So AD square is AD square is AB square minus DB square, and here AD square is AC square minus DC square. Okay, so we will equate these two statements. So let me just shift this. Over here. So from 1 and 2, we can say that AB square minus DB square is equal to AC square minus DC square. AB square minus DB square is equal to AC square minus DC square. Now again I'm going to show you what is to be proved. AC square is equal to something something something. So AC square will come on one side and we'll find the value of AC square to be AB square plus DC square, AB square plus DC square minus BD square or DB square, whatever you want to say. AB square plus DC square minus BD square. Okay, now again I'm going to ask you that what is not there over here, or what is missing. BC square is missing, so we need to split, we need to do something about that BC square. It's very tough to put it in words, but the term which you get over here, that is let's say 2BC into BD. Okay, 2BC into BD, or you are not getting BC into BD, right? So yeah, you cannot expand BD, because otherwise you will not get 2BC into BD, right? So you can expand DC so that you get DC split in the form of BC and BD. What is DC? What is DC? DC is BD plus BC. BD plus BC. Let's do that. So AC square is equal to, why am I using red pen? So AC square is equal to AB square. See, this is your learning, okay? So don't just give up that this is very tough. This is how Pythagoras theorem is and its applications. AB square plus DC becomes BD plus BC the whole square minus BD square. So AC square is equal to AB square plus BD square plus 2BD into BC plus BC square minus BD square. So minus BD square plus BD square will cut, and AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square plus 2BD into BC. AB square plus BC square, AB square plus BC square plus 2BC into BD. That's what we needed to prove, and finally we have it. Okay, so I hope you understand the challenges involved in these kind of questions, but yes, no need to learn. I did not learn these questions. I remember the technique, and I apply the technique every time. There are mistakes, of course, but then eventually you get the answers. Okay, so you cannot learn these questions. That's the most wrong way. Okay, so I think we have got two more theorems, theorem number 30 and 31. Let's see what is theorem number 30. In triangle ABC, AD is a median. Prove that AB square plus AC square, AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 times AD square plus BD square. Wow, very nice question. In any triangle, the sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to twice the square of half the third side together with twice the square of the median, which bisects the third side. Do not even remember this statement, but yes, this can be asked as a question, as a mathematical statement like this. Okay. So we have triangle ABC given to prove construction is ready with us. So let's start. We have triangle ABC such that AD is the median. See, AD is a median, that means BD is equal to DC. Okay. And we have to prove that AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 times BD square plus AD square. In this, there is no right angle given in the question. So we have to make a right angle, because without making a right angle, you cannot start with the proof, right? So you must make a right angle triangle and then start with the proof. So what you need to do is, you need to draw AL perpendicular to BC, AL perpendicular to BC. After drawing AL perpendicular to BC, you will find couple of right angle triangles. After drawing AL perpendicular to BC, can you please list the number of and the names of right angle triangles which you see in this figure? The right angle triangles which we can see are triangle ALD, number one. Number two, triangle ALC. Number three, triangle ALB. ALD, ALC, ALB. Any other right angle triangle? No, nothing. Okay. Now, in our statement to be proved, which all sides are there? There is AB square. Now, can you tell me in which right angle triangle, ALD, ALC or ALB, AB square will come if we apply Pythagoras theorem? Of course, in triangle ALB. AC square will come in triangle ALC. AD square will come in triangle ALD. So, all the three right angle triangles are important. Correct? And we also have BD square, but that's okay. That's not, that will be taken care of. Okay, that will be taken care of. That's not important as of now, because BD is not part of any right angle triangle. First, we need to figure out which are the right angle triangles. Then we have to think about how to bring in BD into our proof. We will bring in. How? That is a question which will be answered slowly. Okay. Okay, let's start. Now first, I'm going to take each triangle which I listed over here and apply Pythagoras theorem in that. Okay, so in triangle ALB, we get, in triangle ALB, if you can see the triangle over here, we get AB square is equal to, AB square is equal to AL square, AL square plus BL square, equation number 1 by Pythagoras theorem in triangle ALB. So at least we got the value what is AB square, right? Then next AC square. So AC is in triangle ALC. So in triangle ALC, AC square is equal to AL square plus LC square by Pythagoras theorem. AL square plus LC square. Okay, and the sum of these two, AB square plus AC square, should be equal to 2 times AD square plus BD square. Now how that will come, we don't know. So let's take the third triangle also, which is triangle ALD. So in triangle ALD, A AL square plus DL square is equal to, AL square plus DL square is equal to AD square. Okay, AL square plus DL square is equal to AD square. Now from this, what I'm going to do, just pay attention to this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the value of AL square. What is AL square? AD square minus DL square. Remember this. AL square is AD square minus DL square. AD square minus DL square. Okay. Now what? Now see, what do we have to prove here? AB square plus AC square's value is equal to something something. Okay, so let's first add equation 1 and 2 and find what is AB square plus AC square, because equation 1 and 2 gives the value of AB square plus AC square, right? So adding equation 1 and 2, what do we get? AB square plus AC square is equal to AL square plus BL square plus AL square plus LC square. So AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 times AL square, 2 times AL square plus BL square plus LC square. Okay, this is what we have got as the value of AB square plus AC square. Now remember what we have to prove. We have to prove AB square plus AC square is 2 times AD square plus BD square. We are nowhere near it, but we will get. Okay, so just look here. Here in the place of AL square, I know the value of AL square. See, this is the value of AL square. I'll just put that value. So AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 bracket in the place of AL square I'll write AD square minus DL square plus BL square plus LC square. So AB square plus AC square is equal to 2AD square minus 2DL square plus BL square plus LC square. Okay. Great. So we have got this complicated stuff over here, 2 times AD square. Out of which what matters is 2 times AD square, because in the proof, if you see, you have to prove AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 AD square plus 2 BD square. We don't have 2 BD square. We have all this 2 DL square, BL square, LC square, everything. We don't have BD square. But what we have to do is we have to transform these terms over here into 2BD square. And how we do that? Plus 2BD square, of course. How do we do that? So we have to find some relationship, some common between all these terms and BD square. Just a moment. Okay, now we have the figure, so it is easy. So see what we have to do now. AB square plus AC square is equal to 2AD square minus 2DL square. I'm not going to touch this DL square, and I'll tell you why. BL, I'm going to represent it as BD, BD plus DL the whole square. Okay, and LC, I'm going to represent LC as CD minus DL, CD minus DL, CD minus DL the whole square. Now I'm going to open the bracket. So AB square plus AC square becomes 2AD square minus 2DL square plus BD plus DL the whole square. I'm going to write it as BD square plus 2BD into DL plus DL square plus CD square minus 2 CD into DL minus 2 CD into DL plus DL square. Okay, hold on, it's done, almost done. So AB square plus AC square is equal to 2AD square. See, this minus 2DL square will get cut with DL square plus DL square. DL square plus DL square is 2DL square, minus 2DL square will get cut with it. Also remember, acha, what we have here now, what we have left, we have plus BD square plus CD square plus 2BD into DL minus 2. Acha, in the place of CD, can I write BD? Because CD is equal to BD. Why? Because B is the midpoint, AD is the median, right? So in the place of CD, if I write BD, there is no problem, into DL. So 2BD into DL minus 2BD into DL will get cut, and we get AB square plus AC square is equal to 2AD square. BD and CD, again they are equal. So BD square and CD square will also be equal. So I can write 2BD square. So that can be written as 2 bracket AD square plus BD square. Okay, so that's it. This is how you prove this particular theorem. It was long and complicated in between, but it was not impossible. Okay, so go through it again if you want to, if you feel like, and try to understand that how did I prove it. Also understand this question is asked in the exercise as well. In many exercises you will find this question, which we have proved as a theorem, and it can be asked in exam as well. Okay, let's go to the last theorem, which is this one. Three times the sum of the squares of the sides of a triangle is equal to four times the sum of the squares of the medians of the triangle. Okay, so in this figure we have triangle ABC, in which AD, BE and CF are the medians. You have to prove that three times the sum of the squares of the sides is equal to four times the sum of the squares of the medians. Okay, and in this there is no construction, uh, which like, there is absolutely no construction possible, because where will you draw the altitude? It will become more and more complicated. But what you can do is you can use that previous theorem, this theorem. In any triangle, if you have a median, the sum of the squares of the opposite sides, that is the other two sides on which the median is not drawn, is equal to twice the sum of the square of the median and uh, one of the side, half the third side, that is one of the part of that third side on which median is drawn, that is 2 times AD square plus BD square. So if you apply that over here, something can be done. So that applying that previous theorem directly, let's see what we get. So if we consider AD as a median first, if we talk about AD, then we can say that AB square plus AC square is equal to 2 times AD square plus BD square. That's the same result which we have proved earlier. Okay, then we take another median. Let's say we'll take BE. So which are the two sides adjacent to BE? BC square plus AB square. BC square plus AB square is equal to 2 times BC square plus AB square is equal to 2 times BE square plus half the third side, that is CE square. Okay, so equation number 1, equation number 2, and the third equation is along the median CF. Okay, so which are the two sides adjacent to CF? AC and BC. So AC square plus BC square is equal to AC square plus BC square is equal to 2 times AC square plus BC square is equal to 2 times CF square plus AF square or BF square, anything, because we know that AF is equal to BF, BD is equal to DC, and AE is equal to EC. Correct? So yes, now what? Now we'll add all the equations. So here AB square plus AC square plus BC square plus AB square plus AC square plus BC square all will get added. But if you see, we have 2 times AB square. So it will be 2 bracket AB square plus 2 times BC square. So plus BC square plus AC square, all 2 times. And on the other side, what you're going to get is 2 AD square. Okay, let me write it this way and make some space as well. Okay, see, I'm going to write it this way. Okay, 2 bracket AD square plus BE square plus CF square plus 2 bracket BD square plus CE square plus AF square. Okay, now see, here we have got 2 AB square plus BC square plus AC square. Okay, here we have got 2 bracket AD square plus BE square plus CF square. Now here inside, in the place of BD, CE and AF, see, I'm going to change something. In the place of BD, I'm going to write 2 times, sorry, BC by 2. In the place of BD, I'm going to write BC by 2. So 2 times BC by 2 the whole square plus CE. In the place of CE, I'm going to write AC by 2 the whole square plus in the place of AF, I'm going to write AB by 2 the whole square. Okay, so great. Now let's simplify. This time for simplification. So 2 bracket AB square plus BC square plus AC square is equal to 2 bracket AD square plus BE square plus CF square plus 2 bracket BC square plus AC square plus AB square the whole by 4. Why the whole by 4? Because 2 square will become 4. Every fraction will have denominator 4, so we can take it as a common denominator and we can cut this and then we can shift it to the other side and subtract it. So 2 bracket AB square plus BC square plus AC square minus BC square plus AC square plus AB square the whole upon 2 is equal to 2 bracket AD square plus BE square plus CF square. I know it is getting complicated, but we are very near the answer, so please bear with me. Okay, now see, we have got here AB square plus BC square plus AC square, and here also BC square plus AC square plus AB square. So numerators are same. We can treat it as a single term, let's say x. So what is 2x minus x by 2? You don't want to perform this complicated uh, subtraction, right? So I'm showing you an easy way. What is 2x minus x by 2? What is x? X is this highlighted part. The same thing. 2x minus x by 2 is 4x minus x the whole upon 2, that is 3x by 2. That is 3x by 2. So this is the answer, which I'm going to write in a proper way. So 3 by 2 AB square plus BC square plus AC square is equal to 2 times AD square plus uh, let me check, what do we have? AD, BE and CF, right? AD square plus BE square plus CF square. Now just shift this 2 to the other side, so we get 3AB square plus BC square plus AC square is equal to 2 2s are 4 AD square plus BE square plus CF square. Now you must be thinking that I'm not only showing the diagram, because there is no need of it. This has become algebra thing now. Okay, we saw the diagram initially, but we proved this statement without looking at the diagram, because we from this part, when we tried simplifying it slowly by applying that previous result, uh, after the algebraic part started, there was no need of diagram. Then simple, you know, simplification using algebra was more than enough to prove this result. Okay, so that theorem 30 has been cited over here. With the help of theorem 30, they have proved this. Without theorem 30, they cannot prove this result. So this is very unlikely question to be asked, because this is not given as a theorem in your book. Yeah, but if we take it as a theorem, then definitely we can prove this one also, as I showed you how we have proved it. Okay, so everything in detail I have discussed in this particular part, and it is a long video, as I told you. Now one more video is remaining, that is involving the questions involving the applications of Pythagoras theorem, and there are many these kind of proofs there. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video over here and see you in the next video. Bye bye.